The resilient Jenkins are going viral on TikTok because of their deplorable living conditions. And I believe this is a form of financial abuse. Financial neglect and financial abuse, both on the mother and the father's part. Being poor is absolutely a choice. Not having a job, not wanting to have a job, those are choices. And even though this family is lacking in finances, that is still a form of financial abuse. Somebody refusing to work to provide financial compensation to better the household is a form of financial abuse. So not only is the husband, even though we know they're not married because she's married to an SA offender, he is financially abusing her and those children, and she is also financially abusing him and those children, and other forms of neglect. As someone who has been in a relationship where financial abuse was prevalent, and the means of the financial abuse was the person refusing to work to help provide for the family, I have a little experience in this type of situation. Their situation is not going to get better with money. I know everyone is talking about the money that is going to be coming in whenever they get paid from TikTok. And I personally believe that there is some active addiction going on because they've been in this situation for 3 years, which tells me that something is going on in the family, that they are using that money that he so-called works 12 hours a day doing side jobs. He's using that money to support some sort of addiction, and that's the reason why it's not coming into the home to better their home life and home situation. These are all just my opinions based on my own personal experience with a man who chose not to work to continue to keep me and my family in a financially abusive situation. And I say money is not the problem because money is not the problem. Mindset is the problem. You've heard Andrew say on live that he doesn't want to take a job that is less than $30 an hour. I'm sorry, sir, but you literally do not have the option to not take a job at any job. Mindset is the issue here, not money. You can throw money at them all day, but until they get out of the mindset that they are somehow victims in this situation, they're never going to improve their situation. They both actively chose to live in this one-bedroom apartment with the children involved. Andrew keeps trying to avoid getting an actual job because he doesn't want to pay child support. He also refuses to take any job that is under $30 an hour. This means that this man does not care. This man does not care about her. This man does not care about those children. This man only cares about himself. And everybody is ragging on him, and I totally get it because he's the man. He's supposed to be providing. That's his responsibility. However, Stephanie is no better. Stephanie chooses also not to work, which is financially abusing her and her family. She continues to put her children in these despicable situations with men who should not even be around kids at all. All because she is a pick-me type of woman and is choosing her male partner over what is best for her and her children. And money is not going to solve that. They are unmotivated and unwilling to really do anything to change or better their situation. They've been in it for 3 years. If they wanted out of their situation, they would have figured a way out. They are comfortable where they are at. And the Amazon wish list, come on, adding more stuff to an already cramped home is not going to improve the lives of those children. Throwing more stuff at them is not going to fulfill them emotionally, mentally, physically. These kids need an outlet, and their parents are clearly not giving it to them and clearly do not care about the well-being of their children. And this is a form of financial abuse. The lack of resources continues to keep them in this situation, and the lack of knowledge on how to allocate those resources continues to keep them in this situation. These people need to remove resilient out of the name, because from my understanding, resilience is, figuring out a way to solve your problem pretty quickly. They've shown they're not resilient because they're still living in a one-bedroom apartment 3 years later, actively trying to use their children for financial gain to profit in hopes that TikTok is going to, solve their problems for them. That is not resilience. Resilience is not expecting other people to fix your problems. Resilience is fixing your problems yourself. Get up, get jobs, and learn how to allocate your resources by not spending money on DRUGS and buying a bigger place to live so that you and your family can have a good quality of life. Because I promise you, when that TikTok money comes in, I can almost guarantee that they're not going to upgrade their apartment, and all of that money is going to get blown on worthless crap that they don't need. Because money is not the issue. It's the allocating of those resources, which is another form of financial abuse. They are abusing one another through the lack of financial allocations, which continues to make them both dependent on one another. And until both of them are ready to accept that they are dependent on the other person and this deplorable situation, and actively try to do something to better their lives so that their children have a better quality of life, this situation is not going to change. Purchasing stuff off of their Amazon wish list is not going to change their situation. These people need to seek help, mental help. That's just my take on it. If you have something that you want to discuss, put it in the comments below. I have been holding on to this information for the last 5 days, trying to explain how financial abuse works. I hope I did it okay, but if not, I'm happy to explain a little bit more, maybe when I'm not so fired up about this family using everyone on the internet to try to better their situation, rather than them getting up and making any changes for themselves. Like, how frustrating is it for them to expect everyone else to just throw money at them because they refuse to do anything to help themselves?